today's video, I'm building my new suburban mansion, and since it's October, we're going to be decorating it for Halloween. The eager eye among you may also notice my new Halloween outfit, and this week I am dressed as an insane witch with no dance skills. And my house today is actually going to be based off the Coven house from American Horror Story. So I thought, what is more fitting than being a witch? Probably the most notable thing about this house is how far back it's built. It's got a really nice walkway, and you guessed it, this is where you walk up to the front of the house. Now, the other interesting thing is this entire house is built on risen platform. I'm going to try my best right now to make that. It is probably not going to end well. Hopefully, this is going to work. Oh my gosh, yes! Because as you can see, there's actually rooms underneath that. So we're going to put decals there. And who is this baddie? Look at me running with my staff. I look like I'm casting loads of spells. So let's look up square window. And okay, that has actually saved us bucket loads of time. So let's resize it to be all tinsy wincy. And yes, apparently there's rooms there. I mean,
I don't know who the hell is small enough to fit in those little spaces.
And I personally think that these panels look just like it. And bear in mind, this is actually going to be the floorboards as well. So we can always change it. So next up, we need to build the house. And I know what you're all thinking, Reese's. Look how small these rooms are going to be now. You're not going to fit in here. Look at you. You look like you're hiding a pumpkin under there. Look at that big booty. Not to mention my tall witch hat. Well, that is where we're going to be getting interesting. Basically, we're going to have the entire ground floor actually take up 2 stories. So as you can see, it's actually going to have really tall ceilings in here. And I did make a little bit of an oopsie daisy because I didn't make this porchway quite big enough. So let's just extend that. And you might be thinking, what's this big gap here? One of the most iconic parts of the Coven house is basically the massive staircase at the back and place in our 2nd floor. So next up, let's place in our roofs. Now, just in the middle, there is actually a really gigantic gable roof, and the rest of the roofs are strangely enough modern. I'm just absolutely praying that we're going to be able to put these no way, Jose. It actually lets us. Okay, this is the best day ever. And as for the actual walls of the house, they're all going to be concrete. And you might be wondering, Reese's, why are you making such a detailed and involved house if it's just to decorate for Halloween? Well, you guys know I never miss the opportunity to get a new suburban house. Look at how many I have. So right now, this is what we're looking at, and it looks very, very bland. So next up, we're going to be doing that iconic overhang porch. Now, we've got to get this absolutely spot on. And an overhanging porch is one of my favorite features of a house, honestly. And then the pillars, they cannot be mistaken, can they? It is most certainly these ornate ones. And we'll even resize them out just ever so slightly so they got a little bit of edge to them. I love the word edge. It's just making sure it's even that is hard. And is it just me? These windows look so weird down here. And I'm no scammer, guys. I'm going to make sure it looks just as nice and neat on the back. And here we go. This is the outside of my new mansion. I'm loving it. But of course, we've got many, many more steps to do. And I'm not talking metaphorically. I mean real steps. And that's just the staircase we can actually get up there. So we all know where fences hide in BLOXBURG. That's right here. And it kind of looks like the small hedge to me. And even though it is Halloween spooky season, I don't actually want the orange grass, so we're going to be replacing that today. But don't worry, we will be obviously decorating the outside of this house. We also get a sneak peek over here of the gate, and rather than wasting time custom making any sort of fence, these pillars, the traditional ones, are perfect. I don't know though if it's going to actually let me put gargoyles on top because it's kind of outside plot bounds. Oh my gosh, it did, I win. And if I'm being 100% honest, it does look like these fences, but that looks so basic. So we're going to layer it with the grand hedge. It simply had to be done, guys, didn't it? It had to be done. And there'd be no point in having all of this security without actually putting a fence gate here. And I just remember that one opening scene, the orange head witch just lets them in. But there we go. This is looking magnificent. And oh my gosh, I've been a fool. This roof here is actually an overhang, isn't it? So we need to actually extend this one out. I've been so foolish, guys.
You look like the fool. You look like the fool here, because it's very clear to everybody else.
And is it just me? I hate making one mistake on the roof because it means you have to like backspace all of your tracks. Whoa, that is too big. That is too big. And this means we just then need to continue the pillars up. Of course, that is sort of decapitating it there. So we'll bring it back down. And if you're worried about the lighting, that is literally what we're about to do in the next step. As you can see, little, like, sort of they look like the geometric ones. Girl, since when has that existed? I mean, we're not going to add that because that looks so silly. But I did not even know that existed. It is called the rustic ceiling lamp. I think this is looking best. Back up to the fences. Goodness me, I feel like a roundabout going every which way. Yes, these fences are very important. Otherwise, people could fall and we don't want that. The only thing is, here, we're obviously not going to be able to add them. Instead, I reckon we're going to have to add decal fences. And hopefully a good one comes up. And oh my gosh, I'm exposing my bad building skills here. These pillars aren't even even. There we go. And oh really, I should have used the two-sided decal. Look, now it looks like a blimmin' ghost fence.
5 minutes later.
Not gonna lie, guys, part of me thinks we should actually put these up on the top just so it matches. Ooh, look at us being fancy schmancy. So next up, guys, I want to do the windows. The whole point of having a 2-story room is to have amazing windows. I'm thinking the industrial will have so much detail and beauty to them. I think it should be these. So I'm gonna put these in here so we can actually see what the hell we are doing. And we need to make sure there's enough room for a wall trim up here. And maybe using the industrial ones. It's just trying to be different when we don't need to be different, yeah? And it took a little bit of fiddling around. And there we go. I think that's our window design. So does it look good from the outside? I think it does, you know. The one thing that is slightly annoying is that this bit's poking through. So what I'm thinking is if we put a large structural beam, or maybe that's even too big. Maybe all we need is a standard structural beam. I think that's actually fixed it. That's made it look all prim and proper at the bottom. This is a miracle. This is actually a miracle day. And as I was doing them, I sort of had a little revelation in my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, we need to add the layout before we can add all of the windows. But so far, I'm absolutely loving this exterior. And I already know exactly what the floor plan is going to be. So I'm pretty sure in the TV show, this is like a massive drawing room. And then this side is a dining room. The hallway is massive. And then of course we have the grand staircase. This here is going to be an office and this is going to be a tiny kitchen. And we can't forget that all of these rooms are 2 stories high. And I remember also, weirdly, the corridors like went in like this. And so we're going to have 4 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and then the master bedroom. If we look here, they actually look like factory windows or traditional ones. And oh my gosh, this glitching is honestly the most frightening part of this whole video. But there we go. This is the front of the house. I love it. So just before we go inside and can start decorating, we've got to add those Halloween decorations. So I don't know if any of you would have watched Coven, but basically what happened in it is there was like a big fight between loads of zombies out the front. So I'm thinking we just have a bunch of scary looking items like skeletons, animatronics, obviously a few bushes here and there as well. And if all else fails, a leaf pile. And somebody said you could resize them to me. Who lied? Who lied to me? Well, never mind. We'll just add a few anyway. And what is the most iconic part of a front porchway on Halloween? The jack-o'-lanterns. And guys, oh my gosh, look, it's only 2 days from when I'm filming this till the coffin mirror is out. But let's finish this exterior off with some stepping stones and a front door because we still haven't even added that yet. I've just realized probably not many of them are going to fit very well, are they? What is like the smallest looking door that we could use? Maybe this panel one? Oh, baby, I always find a way, don't I? So now let's head inside, and with a click of my fingers, and there we have it. All of the walls are colored and have their wall trims. And you might be thinking, this is a very cold and bland looking wall design. This is some pictures of the inside of the Coven house. As you can see, it really is super duper bland. So the first room I want to do is this room here, the drawing room. And since we're gonna have to build with the roof on, I thought it'd be important to add the lights in early. And even the lighting is gonna be very cold and creepy. It's gonna be flint, because who doesn't love a little bit of flint in their life? And do you see what I mean now? This is why we have to build with the roof on, because otherwise we're literally crawling in the floorboards like peasants. But what I do know for certain is that a traditional archway goes here. I feel like we're gonna have to do this a different way, a more fun way, maybe. Basically, have it as an opening. And can you guys guess what I'm gonna do now? Yes, we're gonna be using an archway. And then we can bring this basic shape down. And this should perfectly fill in our little gap. And then, of course, as I said, there are a few pillars in this room. But anyway, we're going to be making these a little bit smaller than normal. And the perfect armchairs in my eyes are these. The Victorian one. This is like the most iconic chair of the whole show. If you've watched it, you know. And then just in here, we'll put a fancy fireplace. And oh my gosh, look at how deep this floor is. It's literally the depth of a whole fireplace. You don't even realize, do you? And this room is honestly looking amazing. We'll also pop the little dining, well, I say little, the big dining table that goes along there. And then, of course, the end tables. Oh my gosh, this actually looks so cute. cute, but also so realistic to what I'm trying to do here. Now, since this is a witchy Halloween house, it's time to start getting the Halloween fall decorations out. So we're gonna add our pumpkins here. Here's where we can start to add those gorgeous paintings. And I personally think the convex paintings, and this is where we're gonna be hanging up all of those paintings. And I've never looked. You can resize the frame light.
Oh my god!
Maybe on the fireplace, we should add some potions. And then over in this corner is a piano. And I remember very clearly because a girl got murdered here. And don't mind me just casually adding in all of my archways. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit fiddly to do all this, but it's so worth it. And there we go, that is the lounge room done. And oh yes, all of the archways are in as well now. So I guess we could have this going into the study. Since we're already on a roll, why not roll into the study? So again, we're gonna be using that Victorian table set. And we must not forget to keep on adding our lovely Halloween bits. And what better in a witch's office than to have a cauldron? So on top of here, we'll have our cauldron. We'll make it not green. And I don't even care how many tickets these cost. I'm adding more potions. That is perfect. So that's the entire left side of the house done. Well, there's one more thing I need to do, and that's just add some ceiling beams. And oh my goodness gracious me, this is so cool. Now, I'm actually very scared for this staircase. I don't know what we're actually going to do here. Well, first of all, there should actually be doors going in here. So other than adding the doors in, the windows are such an important part of this staircase room. Because of course, what is the point in having a grand 3-story staircase if you're not even going to have 3-story windows? And I've got to say, I love this ceiling. I hate the fact that it's glitching like the back rooms, but other than that, I really love it. Okay, now we're talking. So as for the staircase, I reckon, guys, we're gonna have to use these, but we're gonna have to like make it somehow work. So the easiest way to do that is gonna be to delete that. Oh my gosh, $87,000. Imagine I just got disconnected then. No, that's actually scaring me. What I do know is we need like a little landing bit here, and then the rest of the stairs spiral up. That is gonna work nicely. The only thing is, I wish they had nothing underneath them. We could use the modern ones, but we don't want like all this junk underneath it. Now this would be working perfectly if we could just get this into the ground, but like my face doesn't go low enough. Like please, look at how perfectly that works. Oh my gosh, I did it! I only blimmin' went and did it, didn't I? And then this works perfectly because do you remember in the picture there was like gargoyles, and we have gargoyles right here. That looks so cool. Right, don't get me wrong, that is not perfect, but this is an amazing entryway. And part of me is thinking a light blue tile would go so nicely. So as we move into the dining room, I'm pretty sure the dining table chairs were actually blue as well. So I'll make sure to add all of the same things. And in the Coven series, they actually had a really nice kitchen. But once again, my foolishness has meant we do not have enough room for a kitchen. And if you can hear barking, y'all already know it's my neighbor's dogs. Rain, wind, or shine, you can be sure they will be yapping. It's just great. Anyway, it's gonna be pretty much a bog standard kitchen because this video is not about my kitchen skills. We'll put like another little cauldron as if this is what we're actually eating out of. So all that leaves now is the upstairs. Now, we only got to see a couple of bedrooms on the good old Coven show. We have got to remember now, we're back up to normal room sizes. But yes, I loved the aesthetic of the Coven bedrooms, but they did all look pretty much the same. So we're just gonna finish off with one and then I'll copy and paste the rest. So they kind of had like these asylum beds, and we'll do a single version of this as well. And honestly, guys, I am convinced that BLOXBURG based their fancy furniture set off of Coven because, like, these wardrobes are the exact wardrobes in that Coven. Wonderbar, that is perfect. Finally, we've got a bathroom, and I love the bathrooms in Coven. They literally look like they were from the 1800s. Like, this would literally be the toilet, and then they'd have some, like, grand standalone bathtub. But you think this is it, guys? Because this is not it. And no joke, next to their bathtub, they would have a million candles. These old toilets would have chains to flush them. But with that, guys, my haunted suburban mansion is done. Here I stand, lovely people, at the gates of Miss Robichaud's Academy, which was, yes, you guessed it, the name of the build in the show. But as you can see, we've got all of our Halloween decorations out, and I just love the tallness of the build. It looks so good. And honestly, making the bottom floor like 2 walls high was such a genius idea.
I'm a genius.
Anyway, as we go up here, we actually have these fences, which I mean, they ain't stopping nothing. You can literally walk right through them. But I think, guys, it's high time to enter my academy. La, la, la. Oh my gosh, I actually feel like I'm in the Coven house. I feel like I'm in my own suburban mansion of dreams. So this is, of course, the view you get as you walk in of the amazing staircase. But if we're going to look at some of the rooms, to the left is the lounge room. This is where we're going to be spending most of our time as a family or as a school. We can even play some beautiful tunes. Oh my gosh, this is actually really creepy. I do kind of wish I added some big doors here, but despite my amazing building skills, this is actually, like, the wall ends there. But yes, this is where the headmistress would be sitting, or the head of the family, making some phone calls to the pizza delivery service. Bring me 3 pizzas, please. Just to the right side, we have the very grand dining room, and I'm sure I don't have to explain to you what we'll be doing here. We'll be stuffing our faces there. And then our trashy kitchen. I don't even want to look at this. Apart from this cauldron's actually pretty cool, isn't it? Bubble, bubble, toilet, trouble, 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 trouble. And then we can obviously get through here as well. Now, this staircase is probably the most amazing staircase I've ever done on the channel. It does look a little strange because obviously we had to use the modern ones, but the view from here, like, I just feel so powerful. I feel like Miss Cordelia good. But as we head up the staircase, that is honestly so scary. So this is actually a way for us to get onto the second balcony. Hello, hello. I love it up here. I mean, these fences are a bit high, but no matter now. This, however, is a little bit different. This is the bathroom, and I feel like we could do such a powerful spell in this room. And finally, we have the Supreme's bedroom. My bedroom, where I'm going to take a nap. So there we have it, guys. That is my new Halloween house. Subscribe if you like the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.